just curious, what are some of your passions? I mean, we all start off, we all have a career, and we all want to make our careers the best it can be. And not to say that you're into a career that you don't want to be in, because obviously you chose it, so you're enjoying it. But if you weren't doing this, and if this wasn't your passion, you know, if you had to choose another passion, what would that be? Kim, I'm interested to know, what is this your passion, or act comedy? Is it your passion? Or, I mean, because when you're growing up, you say, oh, God, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a this, I want to be a that.
I definitely love comedy. I love people, so I can go from talk show to stand-up to anything. Of course, entertaining is my passion, but I think, I know my second passion is children. I would be a teacher. Oh, definitely. I would be a teacher.
That would be a funny class.
Honey, but not grown.
If you were kids, you could come over anytime.
I love kids. I want to talk about y'all's children. I love children. I would teach elementary school. I can't take anything older, just general, or maybe an art class, because that's what I studied, art. But I would definitely just teach. I have my degree in art. No, I've lost it, but I think my I guess say artistic abilities come out in other ways.
You know, it's funny, Kim was mentioning art, because that's what I had a degree in. I was an art major. As a matter of fact, I was an illustrator for a minute and stuff.
Oh, wow.
But because of this, I never intended on doing this. Somebody told me 20-some-odd years ago I'd be acting. I would have said, you are crazy. Never want to get into this. This is what really made me decide to go into acting. I was working at Republic Steel, and I worked in what they call a coke plant. And it basically was, they make this charcoal stuff that fires the furnaces that melts the steel, you know.
God.
That was crazy. And I worked up on a battery that must have been about 3 stories high, you know, maybe even taller than that. I would work the midnight shift. So I would see the city go to sleep, wake up in the morning, you know. And I had this job where I had to fill these huge ovens with this coke stuff, and you know, had a big lid thing on it, you know, and you had to pull it with a big crowbar thing, and they dumped the stuff, and you know, all this charcoal dust would get in your face and everything. Then you push the lid back on, and I was working in the wintertime, and they had railroad cars that kind of zigzagged through the yard and stuff, and they had these things they were called Larry cars, and they had molten steel in them. And molten steel is like the consistency of water.
But it's hot.
But it's hot. You're talking couple thousand degrees, right? And this guy, true story, the guy who was driving the car was drunk out of his mind.
Oh, Lord.
And turned one of these bad boys over. It's got tons and tons of this stuff in it. And the ground was cold, right? And when that stuff hit the ground, it started shooting. You could hear it. You could hear it going, pow, pow, pow. It pulled, it actually, and I saw this, you hear it go, it pulled the train track out of the ground. It was so hot. And when it was hit the cold ground, it was popping, and we were running, and it was hitting the back of our pants leg, and our pants were catching on fire. And I'm like running and like putting my butt out. Butt was on, literally my butt was on fire. And I'm like doing like that. So, honest to God, truth, I went in, I quit. I said, that's it. I'm going to New York. My dad, well, I told Dad, I can't do it no more. I got to roll. I got to roll up out of here. I got to roll up out of here. I got to roll up out of here. True.
Really though, I mean, God, you're so talented. I know you must have been singing since you were a little girl. You probably wanted to be a singer all your life, huh? Is that your passion?
Well, I mean, I like to sing, but my family sings, and they didn't. They told me I couldn't sing. So
your family told you couldn't sing?
Well, my mother could sing and my sister could sing. They would ask them to sing in church, and my brother played the drums. My father wrote and sang and played the keys, and I just loved to sing, but I didn't sing well. So I would just sing anyway. I would irritate them very much. Just shut up, Shantae, shut up. And I was like, no, I will not. I would just, every day when I got home from school, I would do my homework, and then all the rest of my time was spent listening to like Tremaine and Walter Hawkins and all the singers I loved listening to growing up. But when I was 16, they asked me to be in this play. It was a stage production in San Diego, was The Wiz, and they asked me to be Dorothy, and I really didn't think they meant me. I really thought they meant my sister. I was like, no, she's the one that sings. It's my sister. And they were like, no, I know who it is. You sing. I was like, get out. And so I was like, fine, I'm up for the challenge, and I did. And actually, that was one of the first times. That was not one. It was